So the game we're about to play that you'll see on video is going to be a game called Double Tap, and we'll be using cups for it. This is a really great transition game for your youth. So it was one of my favorite games back when I was in camp. Something that can happen with youth, and this game is good from anywhere around 5th grade up until high school age, for those summer camps, for church camps, for winter retreats, anything of the sort. There's this big problem at camp where once kids finish their meal, they start to get really distracted, super rowdy, play around, and they start to pull away from the other kids, focusing on trying to get that meal time. So a game that I was introduced to is a game called Double Tap. It's a way during any meal period for the entirety of the camp to keep the kids engaged in that activity. As silly as it sounds, to keep them engaged in mealtime. So how you play Double Tap, you'll introduce it at the first lunch that you have with all of your counselors, or with all your campers, and you'll establish very early that this is a game we're only going to play at lunchtime. You don't want them to be hounding each other the entirety of camp for their Double Tap, and that'll make sense in a second. But you want to make sure that the kids know that this is a lunchtime activity and a lunchtime activity only. If your camp has a breakfast and a dinner, you can introduce this as just a mealtime activity, but if it's just a day camp versus an overnight camp, this will be a lunch game activity. So what you'll do is you'll tell the kids how to play the game. And how you play the game is, we'll act like this is the table. Every time they set their cup down, instead of just setting it down, they'll need to double tap their cup. And that makes them safe. If they set their cup down once, they're then subject to do some kind of activity the group elects. How we go about choosing the activities that the youth have to do after they have not double tapped and got caught by their peers is you'll have counselors write down various dares, and then, your campers write down various dares, and the counselors will then filter through the dares to make sure they're age appropriate. So for your 5th and 6th graders, this may be very simple things like running to the water fountain and back, or push-ups, or silly activities. And then if you want to transition to your older age groups, let's say high schoolers, you can use this as a way to get the kids out of their comfort zone. So for high schoolers, you could have them get up and give a speech to their table, give a toast. You could have them go talk to somebody they haven't talked to before and introduce themselves. So this activity is meant to double as both a way to keep your youth engaged at those times when they are most likely to get distracted, as well as for those older age groups, kind of help build some of those social skills, help them learn some independence, help them get out of their comfort zone. So this is a really good activity to have throughout your camp in order to keep those kids engaged at mealtime and also have fun while they're eating. Lunch, we're going to be playing a game called the Double Tap game. So how you play this game, and we're going to play it every time that we're at lunch, but lunch only, we're not going to do outside of lunch, is if I'm taking a drink from my drink, when I set it down, I have to tap it twice. If I don't tap it twice, and one of you notices, then I'll have to pull a dare from this hat. And I have to do whatever this dare says. So whether you're eating, whether you've finished your lunch, regardless, if you see somebody not double tap their cup, then you get to call them on it and they get to do a dare. So if y'all want to double tap your cups real quick. So just remember to be doing that every time that you set down your drink. So you have to be thinking about it the whole time, even while you're eating. So we're going to do this for the rest of camp lunch, but we'll just go ahead and get to it, get to camp lunch. I know you two have been playing Ark Survival. How's that been going?
It's fun. Yeah, we tamed ourselves a dinosaur.
Which one did y'all just tame?
I don't remember. I hate Parasaur? It was a Parasaur. Oh my goodness, you didn't double tap.
Shoot, that means I have to read a dare. Okay. So this can happen to any of y'all. It can happen to counselors too. So be looking at your counselors because y'all just caught me. So this one says do 10 push-ups, and I'll do 10 push-ups.